Welcome everyone. It's another great, beautiful Saturday evening here in Atlanta. Welcome to another episode of Chevalier, where we are here to help men and women find happy and healthy relationships. And it don't matter whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, South American, or even the penguins in Antarctica. I think we can all agree that even if everybody isn't looking for a relationship, most people want to be loved. And with that said, today's topic is pretty simple. Pick up the phone and call somebody. Because this has been a topic that I've been dying to discuss for a long time. A lot of my clients have been like, bro, you gotta talk about it. You gotta talk about it. And I never got around to it because there were just some stacking of topics. And a lot of these topics that I bring to the table are topics that people have been asking me to discuss for a long period of time, and I just never got around to it because there's always other topics to talk about. Because I explained to a lot of my male clients that the purpose of this show isn't to spotlight issues between men and women. It's to do the opposite. It's to bring together men and women who want happy and healthy relationships. And I want to help build people who want happy and healthy relationships. And the best way to do that is to try to immerse in topics that will bring men and women close together. And unfortunately, the whole selfishness concept took a wind of its own because I got a lot of people who were messaging me positive things like, hey man, talk about this, talk about that. And it's really gotten so to the point where I think that I'm making progress because I meet a lot of people who see the videos out and about and and I'm able to have discussion. I remember one day 2 weeks ago, I'm sitting in Starbucks, just reading a book. Yeah, people read books. On my tablet, and a young lady comes up and she said, "Oh, you're the guy that said that women don't deserve relationships with good men." And I was able to sit down with her, and for like an hour, have a discussion. And you'd be surprised how engaged the conversation was, where multiple people started joining in, and at one point we had like 8 or 9 people. Because you're having this discussion, somebody overhears it, and then they got a piece. And in my mind, I'm like, man, maybe I should make a TV show out of this. You get a lot of people who have a lot of different opinions about understanding that men and women, especially in the black community, don't have room to argue with each other. If anything, we should be trying to build with each other so we can create relationships that's going to make our community as strong as the whites, the Asians, the Jewish, the South Americans, Australians, the Africans. We want to build strong communities like every other continent of ethnicities and people. And so often, usually and sadly, I think very sadly, unfortunately, you get all these people that want to create topics that want to, tear men and women apart, and they want to spotlight the negativity of men and the negativity of women, till you never get a chance to heal. You got these shows on TV that all they want to do is put men against women and women against men. If they're not having sex with each other, they're trying to tear each other apart. And I want to do the opposite here. And this is why for over 1.5 years now, I've been doing these videos, because I want to help men and women who want relationships find relationships. Because the number one thing that I hear a lot of my female clients and women that I meet say is that there are no good men. And then I start busting out the numbers and statistics, and you see the face light up. It's either two things. It's either, well, how do I know these numbers are true? And I say, well, go research it. You go to information, you go to link, you go to site, you can go. And they're like, well, I don't want to do all that, so I don't believe it. And now, they start to feel bad. Because it's like, I was told that there are no good men. I was told they're in jail. I was told they're gay. I was told, especially with black men, it's like, well, where can I read and verify this? Because if you were told this, then obviously there's somewhere where I can go research this because I want to learn. I don't know everything. I want to learn. I want to see what's going on so I can hopefully do my part to, hey, what can I do to help men who want relationships find relationships? If I can see these sites that these women claim exist that show that, there ain't no good men out here, then maybe I can have the opportunity to plug myself in and make a change. And say, hey, if they say the reason why there are no good men out here is because these guys ain't shaving enough, I want to set up a booth and with information and say, guys, 100,000 women say that they can't find good men because you men don't shave. I got 100 races, and when all these are gone for free, I want to give another 100 races because I want as many men to know that if you start shaving, you can find a happy and healthy relationship with a woman that wants to be with you. And that's always the irony, because it's like, what's the issue? Because if I know what the issue is, I can help a lot of you women find the type of men you say you're looking for. But then when you get down to it, a lot of modern women who I've spoken to, choosing my words very carefully, they want an alpha male with beta personality traits. What do you mean by that? They want a man that's going to go out into the world, be competitive, successful, and competitive and successful in the world. They want a man who's going to go out, who's going to make a fair or above average pay, definitely above average salary, and make enough money where he can bring home so he can give his girl the lifestyle that would make her happy, the happiness that's going to make her happy, the amount of money that's going to make her comfortable. And then he has to get on his knees and lick the bottom of her shoe heel. And it's always been an ironic question, because I talk to so many women about this. It's happy life, happy wife, and all these mantras that's supposed to basically be about the man submitting to her after he's gone out into the world and fought other men tooth and nail to earn that dollar so he can bring it home to support the woman he loves and her happiness and eventually a family. And then he's supposed to come home like he has a dog collar around his neck and and do what she says, or she'll yank the chain and and I talk to so many women and I say, where does this guy exist? This guy who goes out into the world, he fights, he battles, he claws tooth and nail with other men to be successful. And then he comes home and he submits to his woman like he doesn't have a masculine backbone in his body. So often it's this, if he don't do what I want, if he don't make me happy, if he ain't the type of man I want, and it's like, I hear you, but what does he get from all this? And I often ask women, I hear what you get, but what does he get? What does he reward from this? What does he get from this? What does he win? What is his prize for all this hard work that he's going to have to engage in to earn your love, your happiness, your heart? What does he gain from all of this dedication, sacrifice, pain, time, effort, money, considerations, assets, resources, allocations, for all that he has to converge onto you as a modern woman, what does he get? And this is the question that causes a lot of catfights with women who say they want men. They want a guy who's going to commit to them, and he gets almost nothing in return if it doesn't please her happiness. He gets almost nothing in return if it doesn't satisfy what she wants. He gets almost nothing in return if it doesn't validate her superiority in being the one that should get whatever she wants, whenever she wants, anytime she wants, with no questions asked. And it's almost demoralizing to most men, and this is why most men don't want relationships. Because like these days, they seem too one-sided. A lot of modern women want traditional men because they want somebody they can take advantage of. When you hear about women wanting traditional men, I almost never hear about women who are cooking, who are cleaning, who are taking care of the man's needs and wants, and prepping the children, and with a smile, with a can-do, whatever I need to do to make my man happy, I'm gonna do it and ain't gonna complain about it. I got better mind collar for this, because this gets a heated topic. Because so often men go unappreciated in relationships. Hell, in dating, most guys go unappreciated. And this is why you get so many guys who date and then they say, yeah, I'm good. All these women say men don't want relationships, but when I hit the gentleman's establishment, you can't barely get your foot in the door because they packed. And I hear so many women say these guys are broke, but when I go to the gentleman's establishment with my homeboys, my co-workers, you can't get through the door after a certain time. Got guys in there spending money like tomorrow won't be here. And they like, I gotta spend this money. Because if I don't spend this money, there ain't gonna be no tomorrow. Bro, you better spend that money. It's almost like, it's almost that song, 24 Hours to Live. I got 24 hours to live. I don't spend this money. Ain't gonna be able to enjoy it tomorrow. And then these women, these guys are broke. It's like, these guys are broke, but, I ain't never heard of a strip club, or gentleman's establishment, or gentleman's group, or gentleman's club. I said that twice. Or something of the matter. And, there's a lot of guys in there not enjoying themselves and spending a lot of money. I think at the end of the day, a lot of these women say they're no good men because, generally men are pretty smart. And they're not gonna see what their dads went through and their grandfathers went through and say, I'm gonna let women do that to me. Most guys are gonna say, bring something to this relationship that I need, or bring nothing because I don't need you. And I don't get offended by that in their way of, instead of saying, you know what, women need to step up just like men need to step up, but women need to step up too. It's like, if I can't get what I want, now I don't want nothing, and nobody gets nothing. It's like, okay. I was having a civil conversation with a young lady the other day. Prostitution, and I know, maybe that's not a fair word. Trying to think of a word that's more civil. Most of us say lady of the night work. It's the number one profession in the world. Has been for 2,023 years plus. Why? Because it's always going to be around. There's always going to be a need for it. Because you're always going to live in a world where men who want love, where men who want happiness, men who want relationships, men who want to be involved, men who want families, can't get anybody that will make the time for them. And so, because unfortunately and sadly, in many countries in the world, and many customs and many cultures, money is typically the only way they can even get the time of day for someone that's going to even look at them and say, hey, let me give this guy a chance. Then very often, these are the situations and how they turn out. Guy has to, come off his situation and spend money so he can get a woman that actually wants to be with him, who actually love him, who actually appreciate him, who actually value him, and then make something of it. These things can get pretty heated because everybody wants. And most people don't mind giving, but it's like everybody wants, but they don't want to feel like I'm paying too much. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to give too much. I don't want to pay too much. I don't want to invest too much. But generally, I tell most men, most women feel that way because they know they're not bringing anything of value, modern women, to a relationship. They know they're not bringing much. So their mindset is, I got to get everything I can out of this and dip. And because men have developed the intelligence to say no more. No more of these expensive first dates. No more paying your bills and all this other stuff. No more nothing. Until we sit down and solidify something that is long term, that's going to benefit the both of us. I'm not giving, spending, or investing nothing. And that hurts a lot of modern women because they've been told you shouldn't have to do nothing. God should just lay down and give you everything, and everything should cost, and nothing should cost you. And if that don't work, kick them to the curb. Not knowing that there are more women than men, and at the end of the day, as long as a man's willing to go out and see, this is what a lot of modern women don't understand. Men have a route to success. It's called money. And as long as a man's willing to go out there and put his body, mind, soul, and heart on the line to work towards another man's success or build his own, he will always have an avenue to make money, and enough money where he can save and go out there and get a woman who's going to love, value, and appreciate him for the rest of his life. It's not a death sentence for a guy that can't get a woman because he will not sacrifice everything for her. And one thing that I wish, some women that I meet will stop doing is gaslighting. When I say, oh, well, modern women, want guys who, beta males, and well, that ain't all women. I'm like, when do I ever say all women? I very particularly talk about a small subset of modern women who are looking to take advantage of guys under the veil of, I want a relationship. Because they know these guys don't just give anymore with nothing of value on the table. Atlanta's full of great men who want relationships, but they're not stupid men, and they deserve the happiness and love in a relationship, just like Pookie and Ray Ray got when he wasted your years and got your body and got the, you get you to have a child and got your access to your womb, but nothing else. So I want to thank you all for joining. This was a lot of intense episode, but I wanted to make the time to put it out there because I'm still working on my set, and by July 1st, you will see a brand new, nice looking, outgoing, over the top Chevalier. I promise you, is going to be master class. Gonna be master's class. Gonna love it. And plus, on June 1st, I'm working on losing weight. Going through a weight loss journey. I'm just gonna have a nicer show. Have a nicer me. So, till next time, guys. Ladies, bustlers, hustlers. Oh yeah, Jay-Z. And I'm at the lane. Till next time. Peace. We are gone. See you next time. Summer of love, spring fling.